Hello and welcome to Gamereactor Live on this wonderful Friday. Friday only means one thing, two actually, news and GR Friday nights. For the first hour we'll be discussing the biggest headlines of the week. I am joined in the Google Hangout with Mike Holmes of Gamereactor UK and Bengt Lemne, also of UK fame. Say hello guys.
Hello.
Hey. We are going to start off the headlines with some Namco Bandai news. Now, me and Mike, we were invited over to Berlin to see some new announcements and, a lot of free-to-play games, basically. We're going to start with the new announcements, of course, a bit exciting. Codemasters announced a new Grid game, Grid Autosport, coming for PC, PS3 and Xbox 360. No next gen for this title. Hello and welcome to Gamereactor Live on this. And there I can hear myself starting at Mike's computer. Mike, tell us the highlights of the new Grid game. What is new?
Okay, well, it's 5 different classes, I seem to remember. So there's like street racing and track racing. And they're trying to kind of bring together a selection of different grid experiences under the one Autosport banner, and they're trying to bring like different AI to the different experiences so that all different parts of the game all feel unique from each other. So that's what they're trying. It looked really good what we saw, quite tricky. I've perhaps been playing too much Forza recently, and that might have had something to do with it. But it looked good on the gaming rig that we saw.
Yeah, they were showing it off on some PC game spec laptops, and
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
looked rather nice.
It looked really good. It looked really good. It looked like it didn't quite look perhaps as good as Forza 5, but it looked good. And you have to wonder why it's not coming to the new gen consoles. Why it's just going to Xbox 360.
Yeah, we touched upon that in the video interview that we did. Basically, they've designed the Eco Engine and tuned it for the current gen. They're working on getting the Eco Engine for the next gen, of course, but they decided to have this current gen experience on the current gen instead of trying to just force it on the new gen. But we have a clip from the interview. Let's roll that now if Lasse is ready behind the camera. It's just the first question and answer from the interview. You can watch the full interview on the Gamereactor site and on our YouTube channel after the stream, obviously. But let's roll that clip.
Okay, so we're here in Berlin and I'm with James Nichols and we're talking about Grid Autosport. So it's not even been a year since Grid 2 came out, and you've got another Grid game coming. What's new about Autosport?
Oh, it's a completely different game in the Grid series. We were very lucky. We were in a position at the end of Grid 2 where we had, the team was already well bonded on Grid 2, and we already had the engine ready to go. And we knew there was a whole bunch of stuff that our community wanted us to go and get done. So we thought we had an opportunity in this next year to basically build another Grid game, take on board a load of that community feedback, make the kind of racing game we've been itching to make for quite a few years, actually. And it's come together so quickly. It's like the team kind of just clicked straight into gear once they knew this was the type of game we're making, all these suggestions and ideas from the experts in their different areas of the game. So it's come together very quickly, but it's not been a particularly hard game to make in that regard.
Yeah, a little taste there. Like I said, the full interview already up on the site, so you can check it out there. Now, you mentioned there's 4 different types of racing types. With that comes different AI for the different classes and different handling for all the cars. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, Mike?
Well, there was. We only got to try a couple of the different racing types there. There was obviously lots of people trying to get hands on with the code that was present. There is a big difference between street racing up and down hills in San Francisco than there is in taking taking a touring car, which was the other one that I tried, round a proper track. So, but what they've managed to do is with the way that the drivers, the AI kind of approaches you, they've managed to make it feel, from our initial inspection anyway, they've managed to make it feel quite different. So looking forward to seeing just how widespread the differences between the different race types are. I mean, obviously there's the in-car view, which we're glad they've included, and there's the kind of the rewind mode where you can kind of make mistakes and then go back, which obviously I seem to remember you using quite a lot during your hands-on time in the game.
Do not cast stones from a glass house, Mike.
From a floating glass house in the sky.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned there.
I would like to insert myself a little bit here. What's really strange about this is that, Grid is something that they recently did. I mean, Grid 2 is just a year old or something like that. So they're really, it's really a quick iteration here on the Grid franchise. I was expecting a new Dirt, but perhaps that's the first next-gen game they'll do then, I suppose.
Maybe.
When we heard that there was going to be guys from Codemasters coming, that was my immediate thought too, that we were going to see something Dirt related. And given that the most recent, major racing game, Formula One aside, was Grid 2, and it was, I think it's not even a year old, and it will have been just over a year old when they released Autosport. So, given the close proximity of the releases, I thought we were going to maybe see Dirt 4, but perhaps that's what they did admit to us during the interview, that they are working on next-gen experiences or new-gen experiences, so presumably, without obviously knowing for sure, that's what they're looking at doing.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next piece, also from the Level Up event from Bandai Namco in Berlin. A new IP announced on the PC, on Steam, Rise of Incarnates. A lot of good pedigree in the devs there, coming from Tekken, Soul Calibur, I believe, and of course, name escapes me at the moment.
Gundam,
yes.
Gundam.
Which is where the gameplay style comes from. It's a 2v2 kind of arena battler. We also have a small clip from the interview that I would like to run before we start discussing it. That's queued up and ready.
Roll it.
Go.
Okay, I'm here with Michael Murray and Baba-san, and we are talking about Rise of the Incarnates, a new game that has just been announced at Bandai Namco's Level Up event. So, you're bringing a new genre to Western audiences. Tell us a little bit about the genre and the influences behind the game that you're bringing to this new audience.
もちろん日本でいわゆる10年間すごくポピュラーなゲーム性だっていうところもあるんだけども、そもそもやはりこの
So, for those that aren't familiar with the 2-on-2, in Gundam Extreme Versus, we found that it was quite popular among a young audience and such. And we did years, actually, of marketing research to make sure that the concept itself was viable with a Western audience. We found out that it was, so that was the main motivation for trying to bring this to the Western audience, as what he is mentioning. And myself, I'm very excited to work on this title because taking that core concept and then pairing it with a new IP like this, new characters, new story backdrop, everything is something that's very exciting to try.
Yeah, little sneak peek there at the interview with the devs. Now, like I said before, it's a 2v2 fighter game, similar to the Gundam games, but it's being aimed squarely at Western audiences. Two of the things that they're doing in that respect is they're harking in on godlike characters from lore that Western audiences are accustomed to, and also they're setting it in like New York, Paris, and other real-world locations that we'll be familiar with. But me and Mike got to play it a bit at the event, and we squashed the opposition, even the devs as well. Mike, quick thoughts on the gameplay?
Well, there's a lot going on. That was the first thing that struck me. You know, you're flying around, you're jumping, you're boosting. You've got melee attacks, ranged attacks. You have some characters that are more specifically for ranged attacks, some that are much better up close. It's quite chaotic, even though there's only kind of 2 people, because of the relative simplicity of the arenas that you're fighting in. But it also felt quite mechanical. You know, it was unmistakably harked back to that kind of Gundam style, especially with the boosts. You know, that almost felt like you had jetpacks in your feet, and I'm sure you'll agree with that.
You're basically flying and not triple jumping or quadruple jumping, but like, yeah, I couldn't even count how many times you could press the jump button.
Yeah, Robo Gods maybe would, but there was some promise there. The 2v2 thing, you know, I mean, we've all played 2v2. Well, I say we've all, but you know, many people have played 2v2 playlists on stuff like Halo. So that kind of close-knit multiplayer experience won't necessarily be new on its own, but the format that they're pushing, that kind of mix between melee and ranged combat, and that's what's fairly new. You know, what's also notable about it, I'd say, is that it's another free-to-play game. You know, they were showing quite a few free-to-play games at Level Up, and there's obviously Tekken as well. So Bandai Namco are certainly pushing out into that kind of that monetization style, and interestingly as well, Rise of Incarnates is only coming out on PC at first anyway. Yeah, on Steam, which is, again, you know, given that they kind of push most of their stuff through PlayStation 3, given their ties to Sony's console, that's also quite noteworthy. You know, they're really trying to engage with Western audiences, and they feel that doing so on the PC with the free-to-play model, with this new IP, is perhaps the best way of doing that. Time will tell.
Yeah, for sure. Now, they showed off 4 characters, and I think it's kind of interesting how, and a bit complex, how the characters actually work, because you have 4 characters, human characters, that then can be, taken over or incarnated by these old gods. We have Jedrick Tyler, who can be taken over by the Faustian Mephistopheles, Grim Reaper, who's kind of a mad scientist zombie, wielding close quarters fighter, has called Gasper Watteau. The female character, the only female character showed so far, called Lilith. Well, we had some thoughts on that character, Mike, and maybe you want to expound on that. I don't know if we have some screenshot of her, but...
Well, it was interesting. I mean, obviously, you can see the Japanese heritage of the game, and that is perhaps exemplified by the fact that they've dressed up the only female character in the game like a lingerie model. And if they are seriously trying to break into the European market, then perhaps they need to think a little bit more carefully, because I mean, you can get away with that kind of stuff without people batting an eyelid. In some parts of the world, but in others... Yeah,
there we have a screenshot of her on the screen here.
We're getting to a stage now where, you know, we need to start really thinking carefully about how we're depicting female characters in gaming, and rightly so. So they've obviously made some design choices that they feel are best for the character, but...
Yeah, but it's not only the design of the character, it's also... gameplay-wise, her special attack, you kiss your opponent in order to transform. I mean, of course, I realize that it fits with the lore of the god in question.
And that in itself isn't necessarily an issue, but kind of throw that together with the suspenders, and then suddenly you're kind of creating creating a portrait of a character that perhaps doesn't, it kind of strays away from the actual vision, you know, of the game, and
but also that it
stops being about gods fighting and starts trying to be titillating.
Also, that it's the first and only female character announced so far. I mean, it's maybe they could have gone for something well, more balanced for the announcement. But I mean, we'll keep our minds open in that respect. I mean, the gameplay was tight. I enjoyed it. I always like winning at games. That's a welcome change.
That does always help. That does always help improve the tone of a preview if you turned out to be quite good at it, I have to say.
Which is why all sort of demo versions of games are like dumbed down to a point where there's basically no AI.
Indeed.
Yeah, but yeah.
I guess you know, not having been there, not having seen it, you know, from my reflection, it's like it's a little bit like, I mean, obviously, whenever a Japanese developer is aiming for a Western audience, and they take something that they feel is sort of a Western motif, they always put this Japanese spin on it that makes it feel like even more Japanese than, you know, a Japanese thing sometimes. I mean, this, to me, is like, you know, this is not how a Western developer would approach this at all. So it very much feels like something that's straight out of Japan to me.
Yeah, but I don't think of that as a bad thing. I think it's a...
No. I mean, definitely not. I mean, I love Japanese games, so that's not really an issue. So, but I mean, it's just strange to hear them talk of how much time they've spent trying to make it appeal to a Western audience.
Years of marketing research was the quote from the video interview that we have. And I have to say, it felt well balanced with long range and short range. By the third playthrough, we had kind of figured out, you know, that we had to balance out. You know, one had to be range, one had to be melee, and you know, it definitely.
And you had
has
to use the special powers. You had to use the special powers with well-timed special powers. That was also key, because you can tap the one of the shoulder buttons, and then your character either transforms into to the incarnate, or like I think one of them you get a figure appears next to you, and another you kind of surf on a wave of zombies or something like that. So there's different powers that are activated by with that button press. And getting the timing right on that was key. It won us a couple of battles.
Yeah, exactly. So. But also switching between the characters feels pretty natural because the buttons are the same. You have the same button for a ranged attack and a kick and a melee, but it just does different things with the different characters. So even when switching between the characters, you don't need to learn a new control scheme. So it feels very natural to get into.
I think there was a melee button and a ranged fire button.
And
there were separate buttons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they're always the same for all the characters. It's not like you switch to one character and you have all of a sudden two ranged attacks and, you know, stuff like that. It's universal for the characters, even though the attacks themselves are different, which I think was nice. Anything else out of Level Up that you wanna tease at, Mike? We'll be having several videos coming up in the coming weeks.
Well, there was that big push for free-to-play stuff, and obviously they came with all of their Japanese games that are massive back in Japan, but perhaps don't have the same level of exposure here. And obviously we'll have interviews for all of those, Naruto and Tales of, and all of that stuff was there.
We have the Soul Calibur Lost Swords interview already up. I thought that was kind of interesting. It's a free-to-play online single-player game, and there have been some reports. There have been some reports of server issues, people getting kicked out of their single-player games, which is a shame. But I think it's an interesting approach.
I really liked it. I mean, my favourite memories of playing Soul Calibur, back in the day, was sitting on my Dreamcast and playing the story modes and battling through, playing with your players, like your opponents. They would like slow down and sink, and there was all sorts of they kind of changed the gameplay in really quite interesting ways to kind of keep the fights exciting, And if they're kind of bringing that spirit into this free-to-play game, obviously with the huge hoping to make the money from giving people customization options, then I think it could be a really good thing. It's a shame if what you say is correct and that they have had kind of teething issues with the launch, then that's obviously an issue. But I really liked that decision. I thought it would have been easier for them to go with the versus, but going for a single player experience. They are doing free to play across the board. They are rolling out some of their biggest IPs as free to play games. But they are, to be fair to them, they are looking at how they can bring free to play specifically to those IPs rather than rolling out a blanket kind of approach to that monetization across the board. So as long as they don't slip into that free pay to win trap, and it doesn't look like they have in any of the things that we saw, then I think this could be a good move for them. And they're not the first big publisher to say that they wanted to do it either. It wasn't too long ago that I think we had an interview with Crytek, and they said that they were going free to play. So there are already big names, making good on this ambition to switch from the old model, the retail model, and going into this digital free-to-play space. So, good luck to
lastly, just to wrap it up, something completely different, but still Namco Bandai related. We got a little peek at Witcher 3 at the event. Nothing new.
A little peek.
I think it was basically their GDC presentation where they went through the trailer and talked about all the technical stuff in the engine. Very interesting for us, but kind of hard to get out to the viewers. But we did get one interesting quote, I would say, out of that, being that they're locking the frame rate for the consoles to 30 frames per second, saying that they're focusing on making the world look really beautiful and not so much focusing on frantic, fast-paced gameplay that comes with, having up to 60 and more frames per second. But then asked, so what's it going to be on the PC? They said, it's the PC, it can be whatever you want. Which, as a PC player, kind of like that.
Well, you've got a much better PC than I have. I think if you tried to run Witcher 3 on anything other than kind of medium on my PC, it probably wouldn't give you 30 frames per second. So I think that's great if you've got two Titans in your rig and you've got that power under the hood. But for most people, even the Witcher 2, which they're running, they've got an extreme mode on the Witcher 2. Even that, pushing that is at full stretch isn't possible for most people.
Yeah, because they future-proof the games, so they have settings that nobody can run at launch. Which, again, more power to them.
But I have to say, like a game like The Witcher, I don't really. I'm fine with them locking it at 30, and of course, locking is sort of a term that's being thrown around a lot. You can't really lock something completely because it would just be a weird thing to do. I mean, it can of course drop a little bit, but it's the kind of game where frame rate isn't really a major concern. It's not a Twitch.
Yeah,
Twitch
exactly. You're
gameplay,
not, peeking around that corner trying to get that headshot. It's about seeing all of the fantastic open world that they've created for the game. But
absolutely, and I want more effects and focus on the world rather than focus on getting the frame rate up.
Absolutely. Now I think that's all the time Mike has. He has to go back to magazine duties, I believe. So thanks for joining us.
There's some proofing to be done.
Thanks for joining us. Now, Bengt, next up, are we going to be seeing a new Prince of Persia game?
I certainly hope so.
There was a tweet we have here up on the screen. If you scroll down a little bit, we have a screen cap of it. What's next for Prince of Persia? And then several Ubisoft employees tagged. I mean, it's since been deleted, I guess.
Which is a sign that it was actually not meant to go up.
However, not being meant to go up yet, probably, because,
Yes.
So, give me your thoughts, Bengt. You're the industry expert. What
Well, one thing I've noticed that it was an employee at Ubisoft Reflections that actually posted it, which perhaps a surprising studio choice for a new Prince of Persia. I think it's certainly a franchise that's ripe for a comeback. It's been a few years since the last Prince of Persia, the cel shaded one, and it's certainly a franchise that Ubisoft have been very keen on keeping alive in the past. So I think it's fair to say that something is cooking. I would love a Prince of Persia that was realized through the UbiArt framework, perhaps in 2D. I would absolutely love that, and not sort of the big AAA approach with a 3D action adventure again. But who am I to say? It might be that. It might be the big AAA approach again.
But why do you say it's interesting that it's an employee from that Ubisoft studio? What has that studio been working on before?
I mean, Reflections are best known for the Driver series, of course. They are helping out on the new Division, but they haven't done any work on Prince of Persia before, and obviously the last few ones, ever since Ubisoft bought the rights, have been made at Ubisoft Montreal. Of course, I'm not sure that any of those teams are still, intact, and they're probably only working on Assassin's Creed now, because the Assassin's Creed team sort of came to be from the Prince of Persia PS2 group of people, the same group of creatives. But I'm still a little bit surprised that I would have thought that it would have been earmarked for Ubisoft Montreal to reinvent Prince of Persia again.
Reboot it from scratch.
I think Jade Raymond was also included in the tweet, so that could sort of suggest that maybe Ubisoft Toronto are involved in some way. Of course, they have a few members that used to work at Ubisoft Montreal, so maybe that's a.
But they also have the big mocap studio in the Ubisoft world, so maybe that.
Of course, mocap is like it's like in the DNA of Prince of Persia, like back from the first game. So.
But yeah, that's exciting. Can't wait to see what they're gonna do with it.
Maybe something for E3. I mean, I'm sure that's the kind of announcement that would make a splash at E3. Yeah. So maybe.
Yeah, it would make sense that it would be, Ubisoft every year has the announcement that comes out of nowhere. Maybe this kind of ruins that a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends on how it looks, of course, but, they've had a tremendous impact with Watch Dogs and The Division, so anything that they prime to be sort of positioned in the same slot at the end of their E3 press conference is going to be, it has a tall order to follow on those games.
Sure. So. Moving on, next news piece, it's another year, which means another Skylanders. So we're getting a Skylanders trap team. So now you can actually fight foes and then trap them into a trap that you'll buy separately. And then you can bring it back into the game to fight for you. So, are you excited, Bengt?
Actually, I'm surprised that they can come up with, new ideas that are this different from what they're already doing. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it's the concept here is like to reverse the process, not entering heroes into the game, but actually taking villains out of the game, and trapping them in this little box where you can hear them scream, and they're mad at you because you've imprisoned them in this little device, which is kind of neat. And I think it's certainly something that kids will love. They've really managed to understand what it is that young gamers want out of a game, and how they play games, and what they're excited about. So I think they're doing something nice here. I mean, we haven't really heard much about what else to expect from the game yet, but it's nice to see them. Even though it's a yearly release, that there's something that's very different and new to it.
Yeah,
so
and not only
let's hope it's not just a gimmick, but that it actually has some cool and deep gameplay.
yeah, exactly,
implications
because
as well.
it's not just that they're introducing a gimmick where you need to buy a new portal and you need to buy new peripherals to get the to trap the enemies, but it also gameplay-wise it makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
they're continuing to impress with their ingenuity in how to actually sell you stuff.
Certainly, and it's sort of come to be a really major franchise, and it's nice to see them. There's always a lot of talk about business models and how you make money in video games and the rise of free to play and all that stuff. With this, they really made a business model where you buy toys. It's play with toys and buy toys is sort of a different kind of business model altogether. That's really worked wonders for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the games are selling, the toys are selling, and the world is growing.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, we played the last iteration, Swap Force, I believe it was called, where you could switch out and change like the upper half and the lower half.
Yeah, you could mix and match the top and bottom halves.
We played that on the
right?
stream here, and it went down surprisingly well. Very entertaining to play. So it's not, it's not just the toys and not, it's actually a functioning fun game.
Well, yeah.
Which of course is, the core of it. That's what they need to have. But I'm interested to see in how this is actually going to affect the the game world and the gameplay itself. Like, I didn't quite get it clear with these enemies that you trap. Are they playable characters or are they going to become like your companions when you put them into? Because it's an extra slot on the portal. So are they going to be spawned in as your companion then, or I'm interested in seeing how that's going to work.
Yeah. Yes. And it needs, of course,
as
to be
we
balanced.
can see in the trailer here, you can actually trap Chaos himself if you purchase that trap.
Yeah.
Exciting. moving on. What's the next news piece? Back to Ubisoft. They just announced or revealed the sales numbers for the entire Assassin's Creed franchise, which is a staggering number, 73 million. Million. And some other franchises as well. Just Dance at 48 million. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell is up to 30 million. Rainbow Six, 26. A lot of Tom Clancy. Ghost Recon is up to 25 million. But so 73 million for the entire franchise. What does this say about the future of the Assassin's Creed franchise?
Well, first of all, the first one came in 2007, I think. And the second one didn't come until 2009. I think there was a 2-year wait
like
for that.
And then it started coming
been annual since. Yeah. So, I mean, clearly, this whole thing about annualizing your franchise, if it's a franchise that can sustain that sort of thing, it's really good business sense to do it. Assassin's Creed has been, they've sort of upped the number. Now this year we're getting 2 releases this fall, and of course we had the Liberation HD that came out as a download earlier this year. So there will be like 3 major releases and maybe something on mobile as well. So that's a lot for a franchise. And maybe maybe it's to a point where all players or like even the fans won't play all the games.
Yeah, and then they also have comics, they have books, they have all sorts of.
And there's a movie that's coming along. It's probably going to come out in 2015, 2016, I think. So there's a lot going on there, but when you start to approach the 100 million mark, then your franchise is really huge, and you can see that even though Ubisoft have been in this business for so long, it's the by far most sold franchise that they've got. Just Dance is also a pretty new franchise, and that has crazy numbers as well. But a totally different audience for that game, obviously. So yeah, it's interesting to see, and the success they've had with Assassin's Creed is really sort of re-sculpted the whole Ubisoft company.
How many studios are actually working on Assassin's Creed titles right now? I mean,
whoa, that's a secret number that only Yves Guillemot knows.
Answers probably all of them in some capacity.
Yeah, I love it when they answer that. It's all of them, of course. No, I don't know, but Ubisoft have they have, I don't know, they have a ton of studios. They have studios in all continents and all over the place, and I would be surprised if there is less than 10 studios that are involved with some kind of Assassin's Creed project right now. Because the big ones, of course, are collaborative things where perhaps 3, 4, or even 5 studios are working together on it. And of course, then there is voice. I actually watched through the whole credits line for Black Flag, and it's just a staggering amount of people and studios, motion capture, voice recordings in like 10 different languages. It's a crazy machine. There's so many people involved with each of those projects, and it's not likely to get smaller with time. So
I mean, bigger if anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really know what other languages they will use, but it's already a ridiculous amount of languages that they support. So.
Now, of course, we've been showing the trailers here from the previous games, a little bit of a retrospective here on the stream. I'd like to get the trailer up for Unity, the one that is next up in the series.
It's the next gen one.
Assassin's Creed Unity. What do we actually know about this title?
Well, we do know French Revolution setting, Paris. We don't really know a lot. I mean, they were. I think they were sort of pushed into announcing it because there was some leak. So they announced this. They used a sort of a prototype video to announce the game.
Yeah. The trailer that they put up that we're gonna have here in a second. You can actually kind of because. The announcement trailers for Assassin's Creed games are always big. They have a really nice soundtrack and slow-mo effects and stuff. But this is just kind of fly around engine sneak peek kind of thing, which I mean it works. But I can't wait for the.
There's a lot of slow motion and stuff that goes into an Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Here we have the trailer. Let's.
Yeah. I expect that we're gonna hear a lot more from Assassin's Creed Unity. And what's the other one called?
Ooh.
Assassin's Creed.
What an excellent question. I don't have it in front of me right now.
There was something else, but and that's not official yet. They've only announced Assassin's Creed Unity officially, so we're not really supposed to know that. Maybe I don't know. But there was a leak about the current gen version that was supposed to be a direct sequel to Black Flag. So a very different set. Comets, Assassin's Creed Comets is what it's supposedly called.
Yeah. I have the news piece here from the site. Ubisoft have officially announced Assassin's Creed Unity. That's set for release this fall, but there's also Assassin's Creed Comet, the rumored companion game for PS3 and Xbox 360. So, not a next-gen experience.
But it's not going to be a companion game really, because from the rumors, it is going to be a direct sequel to Black Flag, and it's going to be set in New York, I think. So you'll revisit some of the characters from Black Flag, and then I kind of like that. I think. Only a shame that I can't play the sequel to Black Flag on a PS4, but hey.
Yeah, I mean, those are all rumors, so maybe you shouldn't get too deep into it. Let's hit the next headline. We're also a little bit low on time.
We have a lot to talk about.
Dragon Age Inquisition gets a date and has a wonderful new trailer that we should get up here. Give me the deets.
I mainly included this because I want people to see the trailer.
Give me the details, Bengt.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dragon Age Inquisition, we spoke a little bit about Witcher 3, and that, of course, has been pushed to 2015. And I think BioWare have been a little bit vague about, when we would actually see Dragon Age Inquisition. And it was sort of suggested that, well, maybe late 2014, maybe 2015. So it's good news that they've nailed down the date. It's October 10th here in Europe. And the game just looks awesome. The world looks awesome, and it's certainly now that we're not getting The Witcher this year, there's every reason to be very, very excited for this open world fantasy RPG instead. Of course, it already has a lot of fans. Dragon Age, being I would say it has some of the more hardcore followings in video games, and also a very big portion of its players are female for some reason. I don't know why, but it's just compared to a lot of the other franchises that are popular. That's my impression anyway. And perhaps it has to do with the fact that romancing has been such a big part of the franchise ever since the start, and that's something that they're doing even more of in the new game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now we also we have a
the
preview article up on the site on the game. And we also have a slightly older video interview that I think was really nice.
Yeah, definitely. That with Susanne there, and I recommend everyone
check
to watch
that out.
that.
Sorry, we can't really spend more time on this news piece, but go watch the trailer again a couple of times. That should fill up that itch. Project 05 is coming to Wii U. Nintendo and Tecmo Koei collaborating.
Yeah. The Project Zero franchise, of course, known as Fatal Frame in the US and something Zero something in Japan. It's the series with the two twin girls and their spirit camera. It's a horror game that I think started out on the original Xbox, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, it's they've only announced this in Japan so far and it's a collaboration between Nintendo and Tecmo Koei. They collaborated on the Spirit Camera game for Nintendo 3DS earlier as well, which is sort of a spin-off to that Project Zero franchise. It is sort of it's an obvious thing
it's
to
a
use
natural
the
fit
gamepad as a camera. Yeah. So nice to see a game that sort of feels right at home with the Wii U. I think that's going to be it could be a good fit. Having to look around the surroundings with the Wii U camera in front of your face and looking for ghosts. So yeah.
So we'll bring more information on that as soon as we have it.
I'm sure it's going to be highlighted in an upcoming Nintendo Direct at some point.
Sure.
So,
which we stream live here on the site as well. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Constant
promo. Epic commented that the number of AAA titles on this next new, is it current generation, will be
Generation 3.
will have a drastically lower number of titles because of the increase in budget. AAA titles because of the increase in budget, etc. Now, I mean, they are in a position to actually have some solid information on it, seeing as they are the makers of the Unreal Engine. What do you think?
Well, this is the state of AAA is a subject I could probably spend an hour talking about, but it's been a downward slide ever since the heydays of PlayStation 2 and Xbox and GameCube, where the number of sort of big budget releases have dwindled. There are much fewer of them each month now than they were 5-10 years ago. I think one of the reasons is because there are few publishers now, and publishers tend to spend a lot of money on fewer projects that they can really get behind, and not spread their risks as much as a marketplace with maybe 20 different publishers who are all trying to compete. It's a different kind of marketplace. That's one reason. The second reason, of course, is that it's getting more and more. It takes more people to create these games, and more people means you got to take them from somewhere, and then you merge teams, and all of a sudden there's fewer games that are being made.
And that's
and also the rise of the indie and the rise of free to play. I know that Epic have sort of a weird definition of AAA, because they're talking about that they have 3 AAA projects going, and at least one of them is free to play. And I wouldn't say that, for me, AAA is something that's not free to play. I know that you talk about AAA quality on free to play, but I tend to think of what AAA is sort of a big production that's the highest possible production values, and it's boxed game. That's a definition that I'll probably have to
you're living in the Stone Age, man.
No, but I mean, when we talk about AAA, that's sort of what we think of. I mean, I'm not saying that it's better or worse than anything else, but that's what
comes
I
to
think
mind.
of. Yeah, and that's the type of game that I've seen there are a lot less of these days than it was in the past.
Yeah.
So,
but what you mentioned there about bigger and bigger titles need more and more people. That's one of the things that leading up to the next gen or new gen consoles coming out, there was a lot of talk both from Xbox and Microsoft side. Oh, it's so much easier to develop for this platform. But I mean, what that means is it's relatively easier, meaning that it's not going to escalate exponentially. It's just going to get twice as hard instead of 10 times as hard. You know what I mean? Because
sort of, yeah. I mean, it is probably true that smaller teams can do a lot more on PS4 and Xbox One than they could on the last generation, because it's less complex, certain things. But at the same time, like AAA development is getting more complex, because you're using more motion capture, you're using more these techniques and teams that I mean, doing something like for instance. Beyond Two Souls, with all the motion captured acting and performance capture that's in there, it's not that requires a lot of people and a lot of competence that wasn't there before. So you add these things onto something that's already big, and of course AAA production is going to be much more require much more bigger budgets and things like that, more people. Not necessarily because it's harder to develop for it, but the standards are raised a lot as well all the time.
Yeah. Moving on, we have only 6 minutes to go. This kind of ties in a little bit in what we're going to be doing in 6 minutes time. We're going to be, of course, playing Call of Duty Ghosts here on GR Friday nights for an hour on the PS3 for a chance to win some codes. But the news piece coming out this week of a disgruntled Call of Duty player calling SWAT on his opponent. This has happened before, but it's always as, well, not to encourage it because it's wrong, but it's still funny.
It is funny, but for the sake of this very sore loser, I hope that he was smart enough not to be traceable, because I think you could be in with a pretty major lawsuit from the police department in New York if you give them false information that leads to 60 cops storming the house.
I mean, I'm hoping that he is traced and that there are repercussions, because, like I said, this has happened before. And funny as it may be,
he should be, but for his sake, I hope that he took precautions. But when you do something like that, you're probably so wrapped up in whatever happened that you're not thinking straight. So,
because I mean,
I suspect that his mom and dad will have to pay a pretty big tab.
I mean, there have been cases before in the United States where a person comes to the door with a controller in their hands and it's mistaken for a weapon. So I mean, this really is nothing to laugh about, but
absolutely. And
you see the cheeky smile. I can't help it. It's a little,
Yeah. There was a famous YouTuber who got something like this as well. Um, he somehow incurred the wrath of 4chan,
yeah.
and shit went down. And it wasn't just a bunch of pizzas being delivered to his house,
Yeah.
but the cops came knocking
And
as well.
I
so.
love the quote from one of the police officers interviewed by the New York Post. Basically, it was probably just an evil little kid.
Yeah, probably. It is Call of Duty after all, so there's there's a big risk of that. But yeah, I mean, I think you should settle your differences in the game and be done with it. There's plenty of opportunity to get back at someone if they're rubbing you the wrong way in Call of Duty. So
Yeah.
that's a much better way.
That is the way to settle it. Lastly, PS Plus coming out with new free games. So let's quickly run through that. I have the list here. Stick It to the Man, free to play on PS4, another free indie game coming. Payday 2 on and The Puppeteer as well on PS3. Now, as always, nice, exciting titles. Did you get a chance to play The Puppeteer, actually? I don't remember who reviewed it for the site.
No, actually I didn't. And it's one of those games that sadly, just floated past. So I think a lot of people missed that one because it was really well reviewed, but it didn't sell as well as it's ought to have. So it's a great chance to catch up on that, and if you've missed it, and I think a lot of people did. So it's a good game for them to put on Instant Game Collection, just because it deserves a larger audience. Yeah. Payday 2, of course, that's great news for anyone playing Payday 2, that there's going to be an influx of new players.
Well, that depends on who you ask.
To play with. Well, I mean, it's not competitive, so it's just good that the servers will, and that new players also means that there probably going to be more support, DLC, and all that sort of stuff. So it's a good way to keep that.
We're
game,
also getting PES 2014 and Skullgirls.
Oh, that's leaving, right?
Is it? It's on the trailer that I have here in front of me right now, so I hope I'm not incorrect.
I think it's leaving, and BioShock is leaving, and
we're getting Stick It to the Man, Payday 2, Puppeteer, Muramasa Rebirth, and Everybody's Golf. Yeah,
the latter two on PS Vita. I'm happy about Muramasa. I haven't played that one, but I heard it's really good. It's a good mix. Once again, I think a lot of people are disappointed with the fact that we're getting another indie game on PS4, but I think you have to sort of realize that is what we're going to get until the console is a little bit older, or until Drive Club comes out.
Yeah,
And I have to say, I really enjoyed Stick It to the Man. So if you haven't played that, I would highly recommend that you download it and play it on PS4, because it's a really nice little quirky adventure game.
For sure. And lost my train of thought there. Sorry. Actually, looking at the clock, that's kind of good, because we are exactly at 5 o'clock, meaning we need to switch over to Call of Duty Ghosts on the PS3 for GR Friday nights. Thank you for joining us for News, Bengt. As always, been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And
absolutely.
See you next week, right?
Yes.
Later. Yes. Now, as I said, it's time for GR Friday Nights, Call of Duty Ghosts on the PS3, meaning that you should add GR Friday Nights on PSN. We will add you back, and we will have some fights. We're playing Search and Destroy on a couple of maps. Nick is actually joining me, standing here slightly off camera, shy for some reason. But yes, there we go. Now we have secured prizes, of course, so the winners will be receiving DLC codes for Octane.
No, Onslaught.
Onslaught is what I was thinking.
Octane.
Yes, you see, these words just get mixed up. Thank God you're here. Call of
Alright.
Duty expert is in the house. I'll let him take over.
All right. If I'm thinking, I'll run the Call of Duty, and then maybe you can log into Facebook and post there
Absolutely.
when we're starting the map. I'm just trying to get everything sorted. We have some friend requests.
Yes, I've been accepting friends requests all day.
Nice. All day.
All day. It's a full-time job.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, a lot of them not online. So if you're watching,
Oh, this guy is
time to log
online.
in.
Yeah. So let's just. Someone is playing Dark Souls on here.
Nice.
Getting Call of Duty.
Do you have the password here for?
Yeah. Oh no, you need like one of our logins.
Well,
Oh.
great TV. But yeah, you still have a couple of minutes to log in on PSN. Add us GR Friday nights on PSN.
Yeah.
And get into the fight.
The thing is, because we've been talking with Activision, of course. Actually, right now it should be. It's at 6 p.m. UK time, so that's 5 p.m. Central European time.
Yep.
The Onslaught DLC is actually free for the weekend on PS3. But as it'll be hard for people to download and all that stuff, we won't play those maps. Just know that you can win those maps. You can try it this weekend. If you do well now, you can win the Onslaught DLC.
Yes.
And the mic works. Let's see here. It does. So I can try to talk to people. Does it tell me if this fucks up the mic? No. Good. No, I won't do this then. So I'm thinking we sort of have to decide if we play 3v3 or 4v4. Let's start with inviting some people.
Yeah, let's see how many people we get in.
Can you open the Google Doc as well?
Yep, will do in 2 seconds.
I think we'll start with some 3v3. Because we have want a coach that fit with that. Let's see how many of these guys jump in. Jesus, is that like max prestige? We got here? Does it say that? And we don't have, we haven't even downloaded the Onslaught DLC apparently. So that makes it very easy. We won't be playing that.
Yeah, we'll be focusing on Octane, Freight, Warhawk, and Sovereign, as
Yes.
you wrote down on a piece of paper in front of me.
Yes.
I can read it.
That is the 4 maps
Yes.
that you play in competitive COD for SMT.
And of course, we'll be playing
Esport
esport rules.
I hate C4 and all that stuff. Let's see, we need a couple more people. Let's go with, we do have quite a lot of people here. Let's do this.
Oops.
And let's see who joins first. So as we said, you can win the Onslaught DLC map pack for PS3. I don't actually know if it transfers to PS4. That's what you can win. And it's also free this weekend for PlayStation.
Now,
I should just go into private match right away and we can set this up. So
not only do
you
you need,
being me training you.
yeah,
in
not only
COD.
do you need to train me in COD, but also here on Facebook, how do I post under the GR Friday Nights name?
You go up here and then you. Oh yeah, I've actually done. They've just changed this actually. Yeah, you might want to copy that.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. So we should pick one of the 4 maps. What do you feel like? Do you remember them? Octane was this one with the strip club.
Yeah.
Fan favorite.
I'd like to start on Warhawk.
Warhawk.
Yeah.
All right.
Just because I'm hipster like that.
All right. I like that. So Warhawk, search and destroy options. We're gonna enable esport rules. Not joining intermission disabled. All right, we need 2 more. Come on, guys, accept the friend requests. All right, guys in the lobby, remember this is esport rules, so check your classes.
Just add everybody.
Yeah, but we don't want to invite too many people and then they can't play.
Well, they'll come in for the next round.
Yeah, well then we'll just have to start kicking people. Let's invite this guy and this guy. Let's see what happens. And of course we should enable, that's your job to remind me to enable...
Yeah, codcasting?
Where is that? Here it is.
Yes.
Broadcast mode.
And I'm gonna start up the chat here,
Yes.
of course. So I have something to do.
People are slow. Let's invite some more people.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't. If you can't, if the invite doesn't work, we're sorry. There's nothing really to do about it. I'll actually check if people are spamming messages, but like the invite doesn't work. Jukebox, he wants an invite.
Yeah.
I normally don't.
But when in need.
Yeah, I normally don't, what do you call, award that sort of behavior, but oh well. It's the same, I want to say, awesome if you're active on GR Friday nights. Writing us a message or posting, please give me a camo code. Not gonna get you a camo code,
No.
just saying.
But what will get you a code is just liking the page, being on the page, playing, or getting every now and again we just drop a code on the wall.
Be ready.
So be ready for that.
And
but the best
I did stuff
way
as well is like I asked questions and then people who answered actually want stuff.
Yeah. So, you know, be active on the page, but of course the best way to win codes is to come join us on GR Friday nights and dominate.
All right, we're gonna invite some more people. Why are people so slow today? There's like plenty of people online.
Yeah.
I don't know if the invites don't work.
Yeah, we've had an issue with PSN before, but. Mm-hmm. So how many do we need to start? We need.
I think we're going to do 3v3, so we need 2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2v2 is a bit.
People in the chat asking that they want to see us dominate.
Sure, we might have to end up doing that if people are this slow. But it's like then it's going to be 3v. I mean, we could do 2 on here, but I don't think that'll go well. Us 2, we could have done a 2v2, us 2 against someone. Maybe another time. I actually really do want to play like clan versus clan, where we play. Maybe we get like Mike or Bengt or someone to join, and then we play 4 editors. And then we'll get destroyed by people playing online.
And try to set that up.
Yeah. Why does this not work? We don't have this guy. All right, he's in a party. Leave your party, join us.
Yeah. Come join our party.
We have Aspetic. So we have these guys.
Yeah.
See, and now I'm just inviting everyone.
Yeah. Now we have 6. The last verse is in.
Then we need 1 more.
Yeah.
We'll give it a couple of minutes, and if not, then Dori will play. Come on, guys. You can do it.
Try inviting somebody from the bottom of the list, of the online list. That always works.
Yeah, but they're offline here, so we'll have to go here. Do that.
Yeah, report player for not joining.
I always do that after. Anybody who annoyed me during the stream, I'll report afterwards. No, I'm not.
No. Can we see their loadouts?
No. Not until we go into
Okay.
the match. Should I just play as well? Should we wait for one more? He's in there. I'm sure there's some of these guys that are saying that the invite doesn't work.
Yeah. We always have one or two.
Yeah. Indian Cobra, come on.
He doesn't have ghosts, he just wrote in the chat.
Did it? I'm just spamming him in. Oh, friend request Casper. Can I invite him from here? Oh. You might just have been the luckiest guy ever. Let's see if he's here.
He's in.
Nice. All right. So that means we started.
Or
Everybody
actually,
ready?
Jukebox. Yeah, start the match.
3v3. So we do random teams. So press random. I'm gonna check that you have the random teams. Press join random when you start. And again, for people who just joined, we are playing with the. Oh, so we have one too many now. Who was the last one?
That was Ola Brab, I believe.
Oh, Brab, you have to wait till next round. Sorry. You're one too many. So esport rules. So check your loadouts. I'll give you like 10, 20 seconds, and then I'll start.
Yeah, just start it now, because we're getting more people in now. See, when it rains, it pours.
I love that we're like waiting, and then as soon as we're enough, it's just fucking pouring in.
Start the match. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
This is like being back at the COD Championship. So Dori, what do you expect from tonight's round?
I expect
Shots fired and bombs exploding.
Shots fired, people catching bullets, people sending bullets.
Yeah.
Some hugging and
this map,
friendly behavior.
Most people tend to like the safe thing to push towards is B bomb site.
Okay.
But of course, that means sometimes then people start pushing A because that's different. But
yeah, because
generally, when you're planning a bomb, you have a better chance at B. It seems. It seems that's what the pros are doing. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. I feel like when you're playing public matches, people tend to push A more because that is closer to where you actually start. So we'll just see if people are spawning in.
Yep.
So we'll start with these guys. Oh, and I need to find all the controls. Scoreboard. How do I jump up there? Focus scoreboard. So the ghosts are starting on offense. You can see they have the bomb.
And we want to follow the bomb carrier.
Generally, that's more interesting. Following the offensive team as they have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
It's again a little bit different when it's not pros because normies play differently. But
normies, how dare you?
But they need to plant a bomb. So sometimes you have a defensive team that holds back.
Yeah.
So we'll see what
he's
they
got
do.
to make moves.
We'll see who grabs the bomb, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
3v3, and we can just see up here what they have of
Cool
loadouts.
Jacob. Always nice to have him playing.
I don't know if this is a weird, but we see a lot of stuns on here. All right, so Drizzle Poo grabs the bomb. You see he runs for B. The risky one is what he's doing now because you can get sniped from the side here.
Yeah.
Running through post. The safe one is to flank around. As you can see on the minimap up here.
And then he's
they're
waiting
pushing B as
for
well.
the player coming around. And
so we should have some action here. And
and
they
he
know
gets it,
post
and
is
there's
a
another
popular
one.
place. So it's 3v2 now. Now the offensive team is a good thing to do is get a pick. They're up 1 now. They should have a good chance of planning.
Yeah. And now it's just who has more patience.
Yeah. All right.
And it is
3v1.
the offensive team.
Plant a bomb.
Yeah.
Let's see. And Jacob has to rotate around and get down here. So they sent the defensive team sent 2
And
guys.
we can see the
let's
defensive
jump on
player
board
all
with
the way on the
Jacob.
other side.
He got 1. He has 40 seconds. Rotating around. So we have 1 right
And
next to it. We'll see if he'll see.
danger around the corner here.
He'll probably get taken out by him. Oh, gets him.
Oh, point blank to the face.
And he goes for the... Ooh,
Yeah, risky move there.
A little bit
Didn't pay off.
impatient. Let's see if I can mute this. Let's mute right. But nice play by Jacob there.
Yeah.
It's hard when you go down 3v1.
Yeah. Maybe if he would have laid down on the other side of the...
Yeah, it's the thing, you want to push to the bomb fairly quickly so you have time to take people out. Because if you get down to, it takes 5 seconds, I think. I don't remember actually. 7.5 or
Yeah,
5.
it takes a bit of time to fuse it, so you want to have started on that before the
Yeah.
actual timer runs
So we
out.
saw a guy here. Let's see what Jacob does.
Oh,
maybe
he's
missed
circling
him.
around. He's circling around.
There was actually a guy there.
Yeah.
I missed him. All right, so they're sending guys B planning again, and they're actually sending no one.
Oh,
there.
Almost had him.
All right, let's see who has the bomb here. They're planning B as well. And the Ghosts, they actually have all 3 players up at A. Let's see here. Oh, there's one that's rotating down. Lazarus in a good position. Let's watch what he's doing. So now they're just waiting. The difference as well is when you play esport rules, it's instead of 2.5 minutes per round, it's 1.5 minutes. So that means you need to rush it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they're actually flanking around now.
Oh,
Lazarus
coming
last
through
allowed.
there. Oh.
They're actually being very aggressive going for that bomb defuse. But when you are 3 men up, you can actually just send a guy over. Yeah. And then the guy he has to reveal himself and kill that guy.
Exactly.
And then you can take him out. All right. 2.
Unless he's skilled with a blade.
Yeah.
So intermission, switching the sides.
So
the Ghosts are
on a 3
leading.
4-0 in kills.
Yeah. And 2-0 for the actual objective.
Yeah. In rounds. So we play first to 6 rounds.
Now Duracell
They're
Poo Poo is in
Beacon.
the lead score-wise, meaning looking good for him to get a code so far.
But they lost one guy, so it's 3v2 now, and they're actually
How are we?
pushed over.
Are we just going to give a code to the highest scorer, or
No,
the
to
team?
the winning team.
Winning team.
Everybody gets.
Yeah.
So you see, they're all pushed up now. They know they're probably going to be. This might be a good time to actually rotate back and go for A. Yeah. And bomb is down.
Nice sneaky move there.
And he gets taken out as well. 2-1.
Yeah.
All right. Leveling up the score. That's the thing. Post can be really good to be in, but you can also, if you get, you can really be boxed in there as well. So it's dangerous to run in there. I tend to like to rotate around and go the slower route.
Yeah.
Because if you do get boxed in post office, then it's rough. All right, let's see who grabs the bomb. Panda grabbed the bomb.
Panda
he goes the short route as well.
Now he apparently is on the same team as Duracell Poo Poo.
Oh yeah.
So it's bro versus bro.
Oh,
and he takes him out.
There's one in water tower, gets him as well.
Nice one.
And so let's go on with last alive.
And he's planting the bomb.
He's afraid of the flank. Checks the gate. Not broken. Oh, there's a guy up there.
He's coming around the corner. Oh. Risky grenade that didn't pay off.
I think a couple of these guys forgot to check their classes because it looks like they're playing default classes.
Yeah. Well, that's they had every opportunity.
Yeah. See who grabs bomb. So that is... Alright, so we got a different push now. They're pushing A. And actually, the defensive team is sending 2 B this time. Only 1 guy A, so we'll see what happens. Oh!
First blood.
That was Panda.
And the bomb is dropped.
So Pandas... Let's see if they rotate around, actually.
Well, they need to grab the bomb first.
No, they don't. Yeah, but I was thinking the defensive teams... Oh, he takes it out on his own. But they were sending 2 guys B to defend and Panda only to A. So this shows that they were pushing A, so they should rotate around. Last live, let's follow Duracell Poo Poo. Bomb is down, as you said. It looks like he saw that. Oh, almost. So from going 4-0, Duracell Poo is now 4-3, so 3 deaths in a row. Nice play from Panda. I think he got the ace in that round.
Yep.
Now 6-2 on a 7 score streak, so he planned the bomb as well.
That's nice.
Yeah. Let's see, maybe he grabs bomb again? And he has a silencer on. No, he doesn't grab bomb. Lazarus is on bomb. They're pushing A again. And it looks like they're sending all 3 guys B. So they actually have the... Oh no, their one is coming back. He should be taken out now. Lazarus, yeah, bomb is down. But he rotates back. 1 in blue tarp. Cool Jacob in blue tarp. He's weak. They've seen the push now, so they're pushing back the ghost team to A. See what Panda does. He's just watching his corners before he plants. Got a minute left. So they're wandering here middle map. Are they pushing A or are they pushing B? One guy gets taken out by Cool Jacob. What's your left, Jacob? Oh, shot in the back. Was planning, but then skips it. Oh, he's a little bit worried. He needs to make a decision now, because he either plant now or he needs to rotate, or he could wait. But if he wants to plant B, then he needs to rotate now.
He has 2 enemies right on the other side of that building. They're just waiting for him to reveal himself. He's planning. So they'll see that he is in A and come running through. Let's see.
Let's see what happens.
Oh,
and
nice. He gets it.
1v1. All right, let's see here what he does. He's really far away. So we're
make it all the way up.
Yeah.
He has 25 seconds now.
But Panda looks a little bit nervous.
Chance of a long-range shot there. Oh. He saw him.
But he needs to
and
push
revealed
now.
himself as well. He needs to push in. Throws in the grenade. Should loop around and go for the bomb.
Yeah, just run away now. Run away, Panda.
Oh,
right,
gets it.
Kill.
Well played.
Yeah, a really good tactic here is actually, and what you see a lot of pros do is when you get to about that time, run away, because the other player has to
go for the
challenge,
bomb.
to run after you, and then he can choose to go to the bomb. And then when we get to the time where he needs to have been on the bomb, you can run and shoot him if he's there. Yeah. And even if he can jump off the defusing and shoot you, but then won't have time for
defusing the bomb.
Yeah. They could do a quick rush on A. Let's see, only one player rotates up here. Let's see who that is. Oh, one guy gets taken out. Jacob is up here. So they're playing defensively, both in American, watching A, 2v2.
Yeah, getting a player in here.
And that's Jacob. Let's see what he does. Gets one.
And
it looks like the ghost team has one guy who dropped out, actually.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Yeah, too bad.
No good for you.
I like this if he rotates back. Yeah, very nice move. So Panda rotated up to A because that's where the action was, and Duracell Poo looks like he's rotating. Takes his time, but he rotates back to B now.
Now
does
seems
Panda know that?
Yeah, Panda is onto him. It's coming down on the other side.
A really nice play by both of these guys. And I like this plan. He's planning a little bit earlier than he needs to. I hate going down to planning, you know, when it's like 1 second left. Oh, really nice play by both guys.
So it's 4-2. No, 5-2. Sorry.
Yeah, it's rough now being.
Being 2-3.
Yeah.
But that's how the game is played.
Yeah. See what they do. They do a B push this time.
We have Lazarus coming here up on the.
See, this is more of the route I would run. Go around here as well. Yeah. Then you have a view up here at Water Tower. Plans right away.
And he has support of both of his teammates.
See, there was a shot actually on the bomb site.
Yeah. And let's see if we can pick off.
And this is a really good position now there. And there are 3. Oh, actually,
he's coming in through the house.
One down says 2v2. Oh, does he get taken out as well? A bit of a bad nade there. But see, this is really hard to go in and defuse now here. They have actually good flanking, one in water tower as well.
Oh, a little bit of
So
pray and
Panda
spray
lost the
there
round.
that didn't pay off.
But see, now he knows they need to go for the bomb.
Yeah.
He's actually a little bit aggressive there. Yeah, now he can just, it's too late. And he can get the kill as well. So 6-2, so Panda, Jacob, and Lazarus gets a code.
Yep. Write that down. Should be said, of course, this will go through our legal department, and on Monday you guys will be contacted if there is no issue with your sign up. There are some people that are on the ban list, have changed their nick and stuff like that, that we can't be bothered with right now. So that will be sorted out over the weekend, and on Monday you will be contacted and you will get your code if you are in fact eligible.
All right. So let's see.
Let me just get the. We have a
Yeah.
screenshot.
So Mathis.
We're being asked in the
Okay.
chat, what does esport rules mean, by the way?
It means that you play with the rules that you play on LAN tournaments, at the championship, at MLG tournaments, the professional scene, and that means there's some weapons are banned. You only play a certain amount of maps. There's 5 maps you play. 4 of them are played with S&D. Yeah, so there's no like C4 and ID, the one that was called Claymore before. There's no marksman rifles. There's no. Most of the kill streaks are not there. You only can use specialist. So there's a lot of rules like that that are different. So they've tried to make it more balanced, you could say. So Jacob, you have to wait.
So the next map we're going to go for would be, I guess, either Octane or Freight.
We could play Sovereign as well, but I like Octane.
Yeah,
I
so
was
let's-
actually thinking Octane and Warhawk, so...
So we'll go for Octane. Posting on Facebook for all of the non-viewers out there,
Yeah.
so they still have a chance to join us.
So let's see. Obrasp and Mathis HD should be the first guys in here, as they were joining before. Let's see here.
There we go.
Let's just check if we have some friend requests. We do.
Yes. Wild Poop. Good one.
Yeah, so another thing to win, you actually need to have sent an email. So go send an email.
Yeah,
or
go
Gamereactor,
to our
so we
Facebook
know how to
page.
contact you.
Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/grfridaynights. All the terms and conditions are listed. Go through those, follow the steps. Even though you haven't done that already, send us an
Yeah,
email and all that. You can
just do
still
it
play,
now.
and then send us an email. And then, like I said, over the weekend it will be taken into account. We'll go over all the information. And then Monday we'll contact the winners that are in fact eligible. So do that. GR Friday Nights on Facebook.
See here.
Now we're going just for the shotgun approach, inviting everybody that wasn't in the last
Yeah,
lobby.
and then we'll if people aren't joining, then we'll get to invite people who weren't before as well.
Yeah.
And then so Wild Poop, you have a chance now. You shouldn't be playing Team Deathmatch on Stonehaven.
No. New move, man.
I think we have this guy before. See.
And yes, you have set up so that you're podcasting. We
Yes.
have esports rule enabled. And the game mode, of course, is Search and Destroy on Octane. Now, for those of you just joining, we are here on GR Friday Nights, where we're playing Call of Duty Ghosts on the PS3. for the chance for users to win DLC codes for Onslaught.
Yeah, the first DLC
which
map pack.
is which is free right now. But if you want to keep it for life, come in, join, and play. We're not playing on the Onslaught maps though, but we like to keep it competitive-ish. So it's it's the standard maps that the pros play on with esports enabled. So if you're joining, of course, you need to set up your classes to fit with that.
Yeah, it looked like some people
in the last match forgot to check their loadouts.
But I mean, in that case, I was actually wondering about that. What if the default classes, if there was something in there that you couldn't use? But that's actually smart of Infinity Ward to have made it. So no matter what you screw up, you have some classes that you can use.
For sure.
All right, I think I'll start invite everyone, and then we'll people can just play again.
For those that won in the last round, this would be solely for honor, basically, because you will not get a second code, unfortunately. I don't make the rules.
I feel bad for Mathis and Obras because they got in right at the end last time, and now they're.
Yeah, we need to make sure that they're in.
But I've invited them like multiple times, but they're not responding.
Yeah.
So, see Obras. Is he here? Is he offline now? This is the thing with having a huge friends list. Getting to O, yeah. No, can't invite him.
Too bad. But that's how it is. If he had been there earlier, he would have been in the game.
So we need 2 more. And it looks like he actually reached max prestige. So that's quite impressive.
Nice.
That's a lot of hours. Hip hop cam. Saying that with like the least amount of enthusiasm ever. Hip hop cam.
Hip hop. Yeah, we need to set it up in our streaming system so that when you cut to that camera, it's like we actually get a beat.
I just want that GTA song that I'm always playing.
Yeah. 6 players, we need 8.
No, we are
7.
Yeah, we need 1 more.
1 more. Seeing as we are counted as a player.
Yeah. That's actually the thing that's a little bit annoying with this. You can't do a 6v6 and have a codcaster. Oh, it just says recommended, so maybe you can do more.
Mm.
That would be smart. All right. So, friends. I'm just spamming invites like there's no tomorrow.
We just want to give you the chance to show off your skills and win some free DLC codes.
Yeah.
Sending to Indian Cobran again. He's in the chat saying, I don't have it.
Yeah, I'm just teasing him.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Why are you friends with us then?
Now.
Come on. No, someone left. Now we're down to missing 2. What is this madness?
So do we do 2-on-2?
Let's give it a couple of minutes. Should we do 2v2?
Yeah. Maybe talk to them in the chat, let them know what's going on.
Yeah, just to be sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys in the lobby, remember to check your classes so you don't have classes with stuff that you can't use, like IDs and stuff. We're playing esport rules, so a lot of things are banned. So remember to check that.
Velourity is in our party, but not our party. Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Roll. Start the match.
Just gonna say join in progress not allowed, no intermission. Check. Yes. All right. So again, random teams. If you've already won, you're only playing for honor. Good luck.
Let's go. Search and destroy on Octane.
Let's go.
Now, for those of you joining who didn't see the previous match and don't know how the game mode works, basically, one team needs to get the bomb to either of the locations A or B, where they
Two
can
bomb
plant the
sites,
bomb.
yeah.
They have a certain amount of time, and of
A minute
course,
and a half, yeah.
yeah, and of course, the other team is trying to prevent it,
Yeah.
and then defuse the bomb
It's
if the bomb
it's the
gets
classic
planted.
mode. It's been in Call of Duty for years, search and destroy. It's also known from Counter-Strike back in the day.
Yeah.
Here
I
we're
was
playing-
actually playing this as well on Red Orchestra 2 yesterday.
I think
so
it's in a lot of games now.
Yeah.
As you said, there's 2 bomb sites. In esport rules, you swap sides every time. You play first to 6 round wins, where
Yeah.
normal public matches plays first to 4, and you actually have 3 rounds in a row in the same. Yeah. And as usual, we go with the offensive team. So they spawn here back strip, and the other team spawn over here. Let's see.
Yeah, bring up the big map.
So we've got a silencer. Oh yeah, that is
L2.
larger map.
Yeah.
But I think we want to keep it like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got some silencer on. That's one of the standard. Couple of silencers on. Rare to see in esport rules, but I actually seen a couple of pros do it as well. The thing is, if you're really good to call out, the silencer doesn't really matter. All it does is it takes some damage and some range, and then it means you're not
You don't
popping
pop up on the mini
but
map,
if-
but you
if-
can call out to
Exactly.
your
If you're good
other
at calling out,
friends.
usually you'll be able to call out, oh, we have a guy joining late. Who was the last one to join?
I think kick Cool Jacob because he already won.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jacob, but
Can I actually do that? I think we'll have to leave this actually. Sorry, guys. We have multiple. Who else won? It was. Did Duracell Pupu win?
yeah, Panda.
No, Panda was. Duracell Pupu was on the other team, right? Sorry guys, we're one too many. Let's see how many. Oh, we're plenty of people now. So Jacob, you already won. I'm gonna kick you. Sorry. Was there any? Duracell Pupu played, but he didn't win. Who else was on the winning team?
I don't have that in front of me. I don't recognize any of these names from the match. Duracell Pupu was on the losing team, I believe,
I'll
but
kick him,
he already
sorry.
played. So sorry about that. So let's start it up again.
Yeah.
He got in just 2 seconds before it started.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been able to join in progress.
This is one of the things I would kind of wish was better, easier to manage, and kick.
Because
people
when
from
you're
games.
the codcaster, you should be like an admin.
And it's also actually when they're playing pro scrims, random people sometimes manage to join in. That's of course mainly on Xbox One and Xbox 360. Join in just by doing sketchy stuff. I don't know how it works, and then they have to like stop pro matches and restart them and all that. All right, we'll see it loading up again. So let's see, focus scoreboard. We want the larger map. And now someone didn't spawn in. Please spawn in.
There we go.
Whew. Yeah. So again, this is the offensive place, back strip. Let's bring the map up a little bit larger here to see the bomb behind the strip and the other team opposing side. And there's sort of bomb sides are sort of even on both sides, but people tend to push B. We'll see what happens here. Who grabs the bomb? If you're good, a lot of people send out a sniper because there's a big open stretch in the middle where you can pick people off. Doesn't look like. Oh, we actually have a sniper here, so we should probably jump across. We'll see what he does. See if he tries to get a pick. That's always fun.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
See what he does. Oh, come on, run. Grabs the bomb. Oh, he doesn't go for the pick. Oh, too bad. Very even push for the defensive side and offensive push. Oh, he doesn't go straight in. Let's see what he does here. Just come in bottom motel maybe. So they want to go for a pick first before they plant a bomb. We have one top broken.
Oh, gets taken out.
Gets taken out. Let's see here. So we have one top here, one bottom gas, and one back broken here. He runs up broken now. Let's see. Oh, and only one last alive. With the Ripper, the SMG AR combo weapon. He needs to go pick up the bomb pretty soon. Let's see what he does. So they're rotating around now. He kind of needs to plant B. He doesn't have time, and I think the other team knows that. He doesn't have time to rotate. I think shots are being fired. Gets one. Gets the second one.
Oh, beast mode.
Oh,
Beast
a three-piece.
Three-piece
Awesome.
and planted the bomb.
Awesome. I actually think he never got the bomb down. He had to stop that
No,
because shots were
okay.
fired. But that's
He was pretty damn close to getting it down.
Yeah. He was in the process of planning it, and it was like, oh, shots being fired. I need to take some dudes out. That was pretty awesome. With the Ripper, I really like that gun. So let's see who grabs the bomb. Here, goes top, not with a sniper, but maybe he goes for a pick anyway. They're all pushing through diner on the defensive side. We might see a A push here, and the other team are actually just watching B.
Oh.
So we have a guy over here, he's watching the other bomb side. He went top broken, sees no one is there. If he can communicate, should actually be in a pretty good
you
position.
see they're all running for B right now.
Yeah, so he needs to push now before they get flanked. We have actually a guy rotating around. Let's see here where they are. Yeah, he has one back strip now. He's going up. Let's see. So we got one. Oh, last alive. Last alive, just like last round. Let's see what he does with the bomb. Needs to plan now. Well, let's stay on board with last alive. So they're planning the bomb now. Oh, watch your back. Too bad.
Yeah.
Any wise words in the chat?
Now there's just some troll drama.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
That's a gun you don't
Lit
see
him
being used a lot.
That is being or not being?
Not being
Not
used a lot.
being.
So I think that looks like one of the default classes. All right, let's see here. Who will grab the bomb? Rubik's with the Ripper. So we have two donuts here. I don't really like this, even though he switches over to the assault version of the gun. I don't think this is a good weapon for watching up here. Then you'd want a different sort of gun.
Yeah.
Oh, one there gets taken out. 2v2. Yeah, and he does get shot from there. Let's see. He's Polish. Seen him top motel. I like this jumping. Oh, but
didn't quite work out.
1v1. See what he does. Has patience. See, the other guy's bottom motel.
Now we have the
Silent
most
one.
effective player on the Ghost team versus the least effective one on the Federation team.
Well, it's sort of even. He has 150 points. Well, but that's for the plan.
KD
Yeah.
ratio.
Yeah, 5-1 and 1-1. Ooh.
Shot in the back.
Using the Remington silenced.
Headshot. Even though he shot him in the back. Well.
See what they're changing classes. All right, velocity with there. Let's see if they're doing an A push. Two guys rushing A, and actually they're sending one guy defensively A. Looks like he's going top. Yeah, top broken. Let's see what he does. with the Ripper. I don't really like that move. He gets the guy, so one guy left. Bomb is down, and it looks like he'll probably know up here. I don't know if he sees, but the bomb is down right here next to this guy. Let's follow last alive. So it could look like it will end up having a tie game, 2-2. One tank gets him taken down. He has revealed himself now. Oh, jumps over, sees the guy going bottom strip, running up the stairs. Wondering a little bit about the patience there. 1v1. Both strip.
Back to back.
But see, this guy, Polish, he needs to get to the bomb and plant it or get the kill. So I would
go for B.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the bomb, so he needs to go pick that up first.
Where's the bomb? It's by A.
Yeah, it's top broken. So a lot of
and he can assume that the other player is guarding it, even though he isn't.
Yeah,
in fact.
often you would see that. At least know that he's there. But he doesn't go for the bomb. He sees if he can get the kill. A lot of pro players choose to do that.
Now they're just running around the map looking for each other, so it's a question of who sees who first.
But here, then as a ghost, I would run away. I'll just hide.
And the time limit is reached.
Yeah, then you win the round.
Yeah. Now we're being asked in the chat what we're streaming next week.
Good question.
Yes. So on the plan right now, we have a Luftrausers and Nuclear Throne stream planned for Monday. That is kind of hinging on if Rami, the head developer, gets back to me, because I would love to pick his brain on those two projects. Very interesting approaches to game development and very fun indie games. We have some codes to give away for Luftrausers, and I don't know, maybe we can figure something out with the Nuclear Throne as well. Although, when we talk to Rami, he might explain why not, because their approach to early access is different from what a lot of other developers are doing right now. On Tuesday, we have kind of a secret. We cannot say what it is due to embargo, but I can tell you that it is exciting, and if you like co-op and you like shooters, you will enjoy this stream. So show up for that Tuesday, sorry. It's gonna be exciting. On Wednesday, we have Wolf Among Us Chapter 3.
Oh, okay.
Me and Lee in the studio.
Can take it out quickly.
If Lee is able. We've streamed the other two chapters, so you can check those out, those two streams, to catch up if you want. Thursday we have Wii U with Thomas Blickfeld in the studio. We're going to take a look at some of the older games that you can get in the e-store.
And I think we have, I don't know if it'll be Thursday, we'll have the Batman port of the 3DS and Vita game. It's been
Blackgate, isn't it? Yes. Then Friday news and something fun that I can fit into the second hour. So that's undecided yet. You can come up with suggestions in the chat for what you would like to see on Friday for that extra hour.
Time dwindling down here, so Polish needs to make a push now. He needs to get 2 kills or get the bomb down.
Also,
he's rotating away from the bomb.
Also in the chat, we have Duracell Pupu, the winner of the Golden Ticket, who went to the Call of Duty Championships in LA, saying that he is writing up a short summary of the LA trip and gonna send it to us later today. So look out for that on the site. Always nice to have some user-generated content.
Yeah, I asked him for that. I've promised that I'll write a sort of thing on the whole, probably a combination of called Championship and on Call of Duty Esport right now, and I thought it would be interesting to hear what he thought of the trip.
Yeah, the idea was maybe to Skype him in today, but that
maybe at a later point, we'll see. All right, let's see. Quick B push here. 3-3.
A little bit too quick.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you get there quick, you get the bomb down, you're in a really good position. If you don't, you're in a terrible position. All right, 4-3, very even game. That's the thing, if you're the offensive, generally the defensive team have an easier time.
Yeah.
But if the offensive team gets the bomb down, they're in a way better position, because then they know this is the bomb site we need to defend. We just need to defend.
They need to come
it's
here,
the whole
and
thing.
they have this amount of time to do it. So
You can hide if you want and all that. Let's see what we get here. Who gets the bomb? Polish gets the bomb again. I'm very surprised no one has tried to go for the snipe. Get a pick. Running overkill with a sniper and maybe an SMG could be worth having one player run that. Of course, it's a little bit risky, and the fewer people you are on the team, the harder it is because you're sort of wasting a guy with a sniper. But if you can get a pick off the beginning and make the other team scared to run, oh nice. Oh, but didn't get it.
Didn't get it. Nicely anticipated though.
Yeah. And they're all pushing B. I would rotate A just like it looks Polish is doing. He's been a little bit defensive the other rounds. Yeah, he's waiting and he actually needs to push. And he's last alive now. And they know that, so they're pushing him. Let's see, it's going to be tough. He needs to get all 3 kills or get the bomb down within 30 seconds now. Alright, that was 1. 20 seconds. And I really like this move that the other team is doing. They're centering 1 strip, which he got now, but the last guy, he is on the other side of the map, watching the B bomb side, and now he can just hide and it's over. So now he just needs to not get killed within that time. I would run even further away. Yeah, nice move there. So 4-4. Could be a game that goes to round 11. It's usually pretty fun. All right, quick push here. See if they push A. Yeah, they're sending people A. Oh, did he make it past? He did, but they should know that they're coming A now. But it's maybe not the smartest thing that he pushes so alone here towards A. We'll see. There's a guy right underneath him. 2v2 now. Oh, can he pull the flank? Nice. So let's see what Wildpoop can do. Last alive gets taken out. 5-4.
He's getting exciting.
Oh, he doesn't have focus on. He still gets it. So this could be the final round. Next up, fitting pretty well with 2 rounds of search.
Yeah, fits in nicely into our time limit. Of course, if there had been a rush and a team would have been completely dominated, we might have had time for another round. But
or quicker invites.
Yeah, or quicker invites, indeed.
I like this Silence Remington, but it doesn't have. He has 1 Semtex. Throws that over. Pawn shop. See, there's guys diner. I like this that he's like searching out the air first, but I would let the bomb guy stay at the bomb site and then have the other guys plan it. And it looks like they're on like right next to each other. It's because one is on the roof. Yep. You can actually see the shadow there. Oh. I love that that's something that can give people away. Let's see what happens here. Oh, of course, slower to
move.
Take the gun.
Should have naded.
Last live again Polish with 8 and 3, playing very defensively like always, but this time he actually doesn't need to get the bomb down. So I would begin to consider just running away because they need to get the bomb down right now. And don't get killed, don't get killed. Yeah, so now if he...
Just relax.
Don't challenge. If he gets taken out, he loses. If he doesn't, he wins.
He's not going to get the hit.
Oh, close. And they won?
Yep.
6-4 to the Ghost team.
Polish, Valority, and Wildpoop.
Was it Polish, the one? Yeah, it should. Let's see.
Isn't it? No, that was the losing team that I just mentioned. Sorry about that. Rubik's Maze, Ursulak.
Oh, sorry, maybe he didn't need to challenge. It was his bomb that was down. That was why he was playing like that. All right, congratulations. We'll, as we said, run over everything over the weekend.
Speak to them in the lobby.
So they can hear it as well. In the lobby and in the stream, we'll run over the results. Oh, I'll do this. Can you hear me? Yeah. So we'll run over the results and get back to you Monday. Remember to send an email with your information so we can get back to you with a code. And
Facebook.com/GR Friday Nights for all the
GR
info.
Friday Nights on Facebook for information. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with another Friday Nights. So until then...
Which platform do we have
we
that locked down
haven't that
yet?
locked down
No.
yet. We'll get back to you with that. So...
All that information will be, of course, on Facebook.com/GR Friday Nights. I don't know how often I've said that, but
Wait, you should get it 2 or something.
yeah. We need to, have like a flashing strobe effect on the stream or something. But that is where you will get all the information on GR Friday Nights. And like you said, back in 2 weeks' time. Back on Monday with Luftrausers and Nuclear Throne, hopefully.
So thanks for playing, and remember to watch us stream every day 4 till 6,
Yes.
Gamereactor Live. And with that, have a nice weekend, and thanks for joining.
And see you on the flip side.